Hello everyone, this is Storm back to you again with another video. I wanted to go over a few tips and tricks before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, which is Special Ant Day. So the first tips and tricks is going to be about your worker ant nest. So as you can see right now, my worker ant nests are just sitting there. If you actually go to your feeding ground, as soon as I can find it, of course, I always forget where I place it. I can look at the supply and it says I have 18 hours and 35 minutes of supply if I was to fill it up fully. There's a cool little trick so we can actually look at the supply after we fill all the spots around the worker ant nests. Once we do that, we're going to go back and we're going to look at the feeding ground, and then we're going to look at the time it takes for the feeding ground to fill up. Now that we're back at the feeding ground, we can clearly tell that it takes over 10 days for it to finish up. So that's a little trick if you wrap your worker ant nest with soil, or like fill the little tunnels around it with soil, it'll allow your feeding supply to last a lot longer. The next thing I wanted to go over is actually the battle reports. I see a lot of people struggle to understand and how to view battle reports. So once we're looking at this one I had against EMP, we can scroll over, and then the next thing we do is we go to unit attributes. This is probably the most informational thing. And if you actually look, you can hit the bars and they actually tell you where those stats come from. Now, sometimes it says other buffs. Other buffs is usually dealing with your class. So that usually has a big impact on what other buffs are. So other than other buffs, we also have evolution, special ants, insects, cell bonus, gene bonus, germ bonus, fungus bonus. So all your normal stuff. And if you do have any questions about where any of these come from, just shoot me a DM either in game or on Discord, and I should be able to help you that way. A lot of people notice the purple swords and the purple shield. Now that's special ant attack and special ant defense. So that majority of that stat comes from your insect hitting level 9. The other part is from the fungus. Fungus has a minor impact into that. That's something that fungus has that cells, genes, and germs don't have. So fungus is really good about the special ant stuff. It's the only other place you can find it other than the insect. Other than that, that should be it for the battle reports. Okay, so now it's on to the meat and potatoes. It was Special Ant Day. So the first thing we're going to talk about, I've noticed a few people not saying they don't have enough spores for Special Ant Day or something like that. We're going to go over the mutation pool. So a lot of people don't understand what this does. I've come to realize, I thought a lot more people knew, but I've noticed some people don't. So this is something you can do daily. If you click on your mutation pool, you hit the redeem button, you can redeem any of the shells you have or need. What I do is I redeem all of my blue shells and all of my green shells. Eventually I'll probably end up redeeming all of my purples as well. But for right now, since I'm still unlocking a lot of skills that require purple ant shells, I actually don't redeem them yet. But a lot of people don't do this every day. And if you do it every day, and you do 30 every day, I think you can get like 300 a day. 300 times 7, what are you looking at? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. That's an extra 2,000 spores, 2,000 spores for the week, which is exactly what you need to do the trick on Special Ant Day, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. So now that we have mutation pulled down, we're going to talk about colony actions on Special Ant Day. So whenever you're looking at colony actions on Special Ant Day, if you notice, there is a colony action every other hour for Special Ant Day. So for me, it is every even hour there's a colony action. So at 8 p.m., 10 p.m., 12 a.m., 2 a.m., 4 a.m., so on and so forth, there's a colony action for special ant cultivation. This is where I get most of my diamonds for the week, and this is also a good way to get resources, speed ups for hatch day, and stuff like that. So we're going to look at what those colony actions require, which are spores, experience points, obtaining or redeeming spores, unlocking special ant skills are the ones that we really care about while we do this strategy. The next thing is the reward. So if you look, the first shell unlocks 100 diamonds, some honeydew, and this is also based off of hill level. So mine's the level 25, so it'll be higher than anyone's that's a 24 or below. And then we're going to look at the second reward, which is 1.6 diamonds. Then you start getting speed ups and resources. And then finally, the third reward, which is 4K diamonds, honeydew, speed ups, and more resources. So we want to hit as many colony actions as we can during this day. So you get those diamonds, you get those resources, and you get those speed ups for hatch day. That's what matters about hitting all these colony actions. So if you look, I make sure I have enough spores. So right now I basically have 7,000 spores. So I need essentially 2,000 spores to be able to do the strategy for hitting every colony action. The next is the Kiwi Honeydew, number 5. So the gold one. There are 2 different gold ones. There's number 6 and then there's number 5. You only need 10 of the number 5 honeydew. I don't even think you'd need 10, but I always just have 10 just in case. I need more than what's required, which I think is actually only 5. So what we go to do is we're going to go to our special ants. We're going to scroll down. And then we're going to unlock or level up our special ant to level 12 by using one of the honeydews. After we level it up, we're going to unlock the second and third skill. Sometimes it requires blue shells, not a big deal. Then we're going to level each skill up to level 7. After we do that, we're going to dismember them, which is going to be the book on the top right. After we do that, we get credit for leveling up the ant. We get credit for unlocking the skills. We get credit for leveling up the skills. And then we also get credit for getting spores from dismembering the special ant. And this is why you want to keep 2,000 spores, is you only get 80% back from what you dismember. So you do lose spores by doing this strategy, but you gain so much diamonds, resources, and speed ups. It does a lot better. So while I'm doing this, you'll notice I am watching the very top where it says colony action. I'm just going to do this until it hits the third colony action pack. That way I ensure I get every colony action. So I'll just pay attention to that bar as I'm doing it. And on my last one where I'm getting pretty close, I actually slow down to make sure I can get it, and that way I get all 3 shells. The last thing I wanted to mention, if you didn't notice, I only did this on green and blue ants, special ants. So you don't want to do this on your purples. You don't want to do this on your golds. It costs too much, and that's whenever it isn't optimal to do this strategy. Other than that, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or something that you know better, feel free to reach out to me. You should have my Discord, or you can PM me in game, and I'll be able to answer it on that. Y'all have a great day.